Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef, with this introductory episode of a series I'm doing on cooking with plant-based meats. Now you're probably wondering, why cook with plant-based meats? Well, first of all, they're delicious. They've really come a long way. Years ago, I couldn't eat plant-based meats. They didn't taste or have the texture of animal-based meats. Now they do, and I'm really enjoying the beef, pork, chicken, and even fish plant-based meats that they're making. Some of them are great as standalones, some of them taste great in recipes, and I really recommend that you try different brands until you find the ones that appeal to you. I have found several appealing brands, and you'll have to check out StepByStepChefcom and watch my videos to see which ones. The second reason I absolutely love these plant-based meats is I feel better eating them. What I've done is I substituted out animal-based meats at breakfast and lunch, and I still have animal-based meats at dinner. So I'm getting all of the nutrition that I need from the animal-based meats, but I'm not eating as much of it. And for some reason, I feel lighter, I feel healthier, and I feel more energetic. And I hope you have the same experience when you try them. The third reason I'm doing this series on eating with plant-based meats is climate change. It takes a lot less greenhouse gases to produce plant-based meats than it does animal-based meats. When you produce plant-based meats, you don't use as much fossil fuels, and you're not dealing with animals that, give off a little gas. They give off methane. So you absolutely are using less, or producing less greenhouse gases when you eat a plant-based diet. And I was really sparked into action when I took a trip this summer across country. Now I left my town in South Florida, and we're already experiencing sea level rise flooding in my town and this whole area from global warming. And they are in fact experiencing that on coastlines all across America, and the world. So it's everywhere. Now on the trip I took, I saw some shocking sights, and I've been camping out west for 20 years, and I never saw something quite like this. I saw reservoirs in Utah, Nevada, California, and a few other states that were far below the level that they would normally be, even in the summer. They were so low that the local populations, the farmers, and the business people were getting concerned over whether they'd have enough water to conduct their business as usual. So that was a big concern. The other thing I saw was some of the mountains that would normally be covered in snow even in the summertime. They didn't have much snow at all. Mount Shasta, one of my favorite mountains in Northern California, was way down on snow. Its crown was mostly gray, where it normally would be a white cap even in the summer. Not only that, but on the northeast side of the mountain, it was on fire. They had a wildfire they were fighting, even on the mountain. And that was a problem, another climate change problem that I saw all over the West. I saw it everywhere I went. Long stretches of forest along highways that had been burned out. I could also see burn areas that were actively burning, and I could see the clouds that were going up into the air that looked like mushroom clouds, like atomic mushroom clouds coming right up off the horizon. In fact, when I was in Lassen National Park, it was in pretty good shape. I left, and about 2 weeks later, they had a fire that burned 50% of the forest in Lassen National Park in that area. So it's a big problem. They were also having heat waves where they never had heat waves. They were having hurricanes and tropical storms roll in with just enormous power and enormous amounts of rainfall. So they were having flooding, and they were also having flooding downfalls. All of this, or downpours, all of this is being in some way, and to a certain percentage, different percentages, blamed on climate change and global warming. Now we're not helpless in this, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this series. We can eat a plant-based diet and make a difference. Less greenhouse gases, less climate change, less global warming, less environmental catastrophes. We can make a difference. The other thing we can do is make sure that we drive the most fuel-efficient vehicle possible. consolidate our trips so we're not driving as much, creating fossil fuels. We can weatherize our homes and businesses. Make sure that the cold air and warm air that we want to stay in stays in, and we keep out the reverse out of our houses. We can also, switch off lights and electronics that we're not using. So there are things we can do to make a difference with climate change and global warming. And one great place to start is on Step by Step Chef and checking out my plant-based recipes. There you're going to find over 225 recipes for free with free videos. Each and every one of them has a free video where I show you how to make them. Some are plant-based recipes, some are animal-based recipes, and some are completely vegetable, vegetarian style. So you're going to find a broad number of recipes, but I will encourage you and hope that you will try the plant-based recipes. That's where we can make a difference. So I'm going to see you over at Step by Step Chef.